What's up, everybody? I took a couple of days off after the AMP win and finally made the motor mounts for the TDI diesel swap Ranger. And I've driven it for the last 3 or 4 days. Actually hauled some heavy loads with it, some dead bodies to the junkyard. And still running the stock Ranger fuel pump in the tank, which is like 65 pounds. Basically what this does, this just bypasses the fuel right back to the tank and only allows through what it needs. It's been working great. It's what Kyle with TDI Swaps on YouTube recommends. And just use a whole bunch of Miata stuff I got laying around. Miata low pressure line that this one right here is just bypassing heater core because it don't need heat right at the moment. And then that one there is a low pressure AC line coming from the vacuum pump on the back of the engine. Because diesel motors don't have vacuum. So anyway, that's providing vacuum to the brake booster and then to the turbo solenoid. A couple of goofy wires here that I've got going. One to trigger the alternator and then the other one to trigger the starter solenoid because this thing still has the factory security system in it, the PAT system that I have to take out, but you gotta take like the airbag out of the dash and all the crap to get to it, so I just bypassed it. So yeah, I can start the thing right in gear right now without even pushing the clutch and all that stuff. Anyway, and yeah, not running a fan at the moment just because this thing will sit here and idle at 180 degrees all day. I mean, this freaking Volkswagen stuff is amazing. But yeah, I can't wait to get the AC in. But what it boils down to is the factory AC is just too big to fit right there next to the next to the steering column. So what I'm gonna try to do is put an NC compressor in there because they're really small, and if I can do that, then I can put the factory VW power steering thing back in there because you have to have the other lower pulley to make the power steering work. Otherwise, this is just a simple belt for the alternator to make that work. Take that out once you have the other two things in place. The only other way around it is making an aftermarket manual bracket if you're running the power steering. And it's like, look, if I'm going to make a manual bracket, I'm going to make the NC compressor work so that I can just continue using a long belt and this manual tensioner. So, but yeah, man, this thing gets like, I don't know, 35 miles per gallon. It's a 5-speed manual for a Ranger. Oh, and I took it to the scale. I'll try to post, maybe I'll post a picture on the Average Joe's page of the weight. I took it to the scale just up the street, and I stepped out of it, so I wasn't included in the weight. It's 3,180-ish pounds, which is actually lighter than the Jetta that it came out of by like 30 pounds. Of course, this doesn't have the power steering and the AC, so it'll be right at the same weight as what the Jetta was, but yet this thing has, you know, the real capacity to actually tow things or haul things in the bed and stuff like that. So she's not real pretty. I bought her for $600 and basically just parted out the original bad engine for $600. So I'm only into the thing right now for really the adapter plate because the TDI motor came out of a Jetta that I parted that thing out for what I paid for it. So I'm into the adapter for like $900, and I'm gonna just constantly improve on it when I have time. But in the meantime, it's time to get back onto the race car. Which, oh man, I can't wait to share some updates on that thing because I got some ideas. You know me.